So you're fighting at Bellator 182, August 25th. Pretty big weekend for combat sports, but you've got Daniel Pineda. What do you think of that matchup coming off of what some could say is a controversial loss to Emmanuel Sanchez?
I feel like the matchup is good, and tough opponent, veteran, fought in UFC, legacy champion. What else? What else he's done? He's a good opponent, and those are the opponents, I look to always fight. I have one career, and I want to look back at my career and say, I fought a tough fighter, so it's a good matchup.
His record is kind of misleading. He's won 4 of his last 5. He's fought in the UFC as well. I mentioned the last fight you had, a bit controversial. Many had your fight with Sanchez scored a draw. What did you think that the scorecards were going to say when that fight was over?
Yeah, I could say so many things. I personally thought it was a draw because the way I was seeing it. But like I've been saying, man, it is what it is. With me, I just move on. I don't let, loss or any bad moments in my life affect me. I went through a lot of tough times, and for something like that, it's funny to me. Of course, the first 2 days I was fucking pissed. But then, I just move on and just, at the end of the day, it's good that there is a loss on my record because, every time you see that, even if it was a draw on my record, I wasn't happy with my performance. I was so disappointed in my performance, I wanted to get knocked the fuck out, when I perform like that, I deserve to, I deserve to die. So if anytime I perform like that, I'm not happy, I want to get finished. And, I did my best. The thing Sanchez came and he was fighting, it was his night, and it was my night that was off. So heads off to him. The kid is, good kid, comes from a good camp, and, I couldn't say nothing bad, but, like I said, I forgot about that fight, and, I have an opponent and a date, and that's what I'm focused on.
What was the thought process in joining Bellator as opposed to sticking around in World Series of Fighting? Had that partnership come to an end and you wanted to move on up? Like what all went into that decision? Because you were World Series of Fighting featherweight champion right before you left.
Yeah, my thing with World Series of Fighting, they treat me really good. Ray Sapp took care of me really, really good. All the staff members there, they're really cool, but we were just having problems with the fight. We couldn't keep me busy, and the opportunity was there with Bellator, and they granted me the release, and I came to Bellator, and thanks to World Series of Fighting for releasing me. But it was just a good opportunity, good payday, and I just came to Bellator. That was the only thing.
What do you think of Bellator's landscape at featherweight?
I think Bellator's featherweight division is way tougher than UFC, that's for sure. I think there's a lot of big talents in the featherweight division, a lot of rising stars. I feel like Bellator's whole roster is just growing. It's not just the featherweight. We have the bantamweight, I wouldn't say bantamweight is that strong, but the featherweight and all the way up is pretty solid. Now you have my teammate Lawrence Larkin joined Bellator, so he's in the welterweight, so that's pretty cool. I think they're just growing, signing all these guys from UFC, and couldn't be happier. They're doing good things.
What are you looking for in the future? Because for the last, really 3 or 4 years, at 145, it's been the same 3 guys competing at the top of that card. It seems like they've exhausted all of those possible rematches. So what are you looking for personally out of that?
I'm just looking to fight whoever had the belt, whoever was the current champ, whoever was the former champ. I'm looking to fight all those guys, but I feel like there should be different matchups. And, I feel like Weichel should get that title shot against Pitbull. But, we need new faces. Like you said, it's tiring to see. I think Strauss and Pitbull fought 4 times. So you want to see different matchups, so, and I think it's coming up soon, so we'll see pretty soon.
Well, Georgie, I want to thank you so much. You're always a great interview, and best of luck.